The NBA will have a new world champion this year after the Milwaukee Bucks go out. The Phoenix Suns gave no effort at all in a deciding Game 7. The New York Mets lost their first series of the year. You can't win them all. And the Philadelphia Phillies take 3 out of 4 from the Los Angeles Dodgers. The NASCAR Cup Series was in Kansas today, and the Indy cars raced in a rainstorm in Indianapolis on the road course. I will have that all tonight and some more tonight, and we will start the show right after this.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sport.
Let's get this show on the road because we got some stuff we need to talk about. The Boston Celtics beat the Milwaukee Bucks today in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Semifinals, 109-81. But before Game 7 tonight, there was a moment of silence. After Game 6 on Friday night, there were 3 separate shootings in the city of Milwaukee where 21 people got injured. The mayor of the city of Milwaukee called for a curfew for the next 2 nights. Could it be the frustration of the Milwaukee Bucks losing Game 6 in dramatic fashion the way they did? We don't know. And I'm not going to go any further about that tonight. But the Boston Celtics are going on to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Grant Williams, 27.6 rebounds, 2 blocks. A career high for him. And I'll get to him here in just a few minutes. Jason Tatum, 23.6 rebounds, 5 assists. What a night for him. Jaylen Brown, not spectacular, but he did a lot. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. Marcus Smart, he had the double-double in the game. 11.7 rebounds, 10 assists. Those 4 guys for the Celtics won the game tonight. For the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 25 points, 20 rebounds. I feel bad for him. 9 assists, 2 steals. Drew Holiday, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals tonight. Brook Lopez, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. The Milwaukee Bucks did not answer the bell today. Here's a case in point. During the playoffs, the Milwaukee Bucks have been averaging 31% from beyond the arc. Today, they shot a dismal 4 of 33. That's only 12.1%. And he only shot 36.7% from the field from beyond the arc They only shot 36.7% from the field for the game. The Boston Celtics went on a 3-ball shooting rampage. They nailed a record 22 3-pointers in a deciding game. And here's the best part of it. Grant Williams, he was 7 of 18 by himself from beyond the arc. And the Boston Celtics as a whole in the first half, they shot 9 of 22 from beyond the arc in the first half of the game. The Celtics shot 42% from the floor. They were 22 of 55 from beyond the arc in the game. That's 40%. But as far as the Milwaukee Bucks 3-point shooting, that 12.1% is the second worst 3-point percentage in a playoff game ever. Not in just a deciding game, but in a playoff game ever. And Giannis in the second half was not a factor. He was just 3 of 11 in the paint in the second half, and that includes 1 of 6 in the fourth quarter. That tells you how bad Giannis Antetokounmpo played in the second half. Now, granted, Giannis had 25 points. He had 44 in Game 6. But Jason Tatum had 46 in Game 6. That was a record. That was a career high for him. That's the second, and it was the third time became the second Celtics player ever to have 46 in a deciding game and elimination game. To be fair, the Boston Celtics move on to face the Miami Heat. Game 1 of that series will be on Tuesday night, immediately following the draft lottery. We'll see what happens in the Eastern Conference Finals. The two best teams, 1 and 2 in the NBA East. We'll find out who the beast of the East really is. Is it the Miami Heat or is it the Boston Celtics? But what a series for the Celtics. They had to win the last 2 games just to get to this point. And they had to win Game 6 on the road in Milwaukee. And that's not an easy thing to do. And the Boston Celtics did exactly what I said they needed to do. They had to stop Giannis. Now, I know Giannis had 25 and 20 today. But they held him in check. He had 44 in Game 6. I haven't forgot about that. So the Boston Celtics are moving on to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Game 1 Tuesday night, immediately following the draft lottery on ESPN. Be there or be square. We're gonna have a great series between these two teams. I can guarantee you. Now, the Dallas Mavericks. Let's talk about them. The Dallas Mavericks knocked out the Phoenix Suns today in Game 7, 123-90. The Phoenix Suns, I think they just flat out decided to stay home. There was no fight in the Suns in this game at all. At the end of the first half, they were down by 30. I kept checking in on it once in a while. I'm like, forget this. I'm not watching this. I've been watching playoff hockey almost all day. And I'm going to talk a little about the playoffs here in just a minute. So stay tuned. But first, Luka Doncic. 35 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Spencer Dinwiddie. He was not a Dinwiddie at all. 30 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. A great game for him. He came off the bench and did that. And Jalen Brunson. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. But as far as the Phoenix Suns go, they had no fight in it. Cameron Johnson, he was the highest scorer for the Suns today. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. That was it. Devin Booker, he had no fight in him either. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Chris Paul, what a nightmare. 10 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 1 steal. That was it. At one point in this game, the Dallas Mavericks led by 46. The Phoenix Suns, they never led at all in this game. I mean, Dallas, they were perfect at the free throw line. They shot 56.8% from the field. Phoenix shot 66.7% from the free throw line and only 37.9% from the field. I did some number crunching for this game. And here's something I want you to think about. Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson, the 2 starters that were in double figures tonight for the Mavericks, they shot a combined 23 of 38 from the field and a combined 8 of 15 from beyond the arc. The Phoenix Suns starting 5, listen to this, they were a combined 14 of 47 for the game and only 2 of 16 from beyond the arc. That was it. There was no fight in the Phoenix Suns in Game 7. I want to ask the Phoenix Suns organization a question. What in the world is the matter with you guys? This is Game 7. You're supposed to put everything out on the table. All you guys did tonight in Game 7 was just go through the motions. And I think the Phoenix fans knew it. Last year, you guys made it to the NBA Finals, won the first 2, then gave up. Now, I know you guys were playing Milwaukee. I understand that. But there was no fight from the Phoenix Suns, none whatsoever. I mean, you got Cameron Johnson, 12 points. He was the highest scorer for the game. I mean, it was depressing. They were down by 30 at halftime. I'm like, forget this. I'm watching something else. I have never seen a team with home court advantage in a seventh and deciding game play so bad in my entire life. 123-90. There was no fight in the Phoenix Suns tonight. They were down. I mean, Dallas had a 46-point lead at one point. The Mavericks were celebrating their Game 7 win at halftime. That's how bad it was. I have never seen anything so bad from the Phoenix Suns in a seventh and deciding game than what I saw tonight. And I am not going to elaborate any further. But before I forget, Game 1 of the NBA Western Conference Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors. That game will be at 9 o'clock on Wednesday night on TNT. And I'm sure Kevin Harlan's going to find a way to give himself a hernia. Sorry, Kevy, I just had to do that. But the two teams that battled in last year's NBA Finals, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns, are now out. And they both had one thing in common in the 2022 NBA playoffs. Neither team had no fight in them today in a deciding Game 7. And you know what? I'm not going to talk about that any further. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Major League Baseball. The Philadelphia Phillies took 3 of 4 from the Los Angeles Dodgers. You heard that correctly. The Philadelphia Phillies took 3 of 4 from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, the Phillies are still below 500. I don't remember which one. But this was a huge series win. How in the world did the Phillies do it? Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Gene Segura for the series. 5 of 13 with 4 runs, a double, a home run, 3 RBIs. And he had 5 strikeouts. Right now, Segura is hitting .309. Alec Bohm, write this name down. He had the best performance ever. He was 6 of 18 with 2 runs, a double, a triple, 1 RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. He's hitting .315. Bryce Harper. He was 8 of 12 with 5 runs, 4 doubles in the series, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 2 walks. He only struck out once. He's hitting .305. Nick Castellanos. In this series, he was 3 of 19 with 2 runs, a double, 3 RBIs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. What's he doing right now? He's hitting a respectable .279. I shouldn't sound like that. I'm sorry, but he has the lowest batting average amongst these 4. But let's think about the Los Angeles Dodgers for just a second. Freddie Freeman, the newest Dodger on the squad, 2 for 14 in the series with 2 runs, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He's hitting .295. Mookie Betts, 5 of 18 for the series with 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. He's hitting .254. Trey Turner, 6 of 16 with 3 runs, 2 doubles, an RBI, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He's hitting a respectable .273. Will Smith. He was 5 for 11 for the series with 2 runs, a double, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. But if you are looking for a pitching performance, I had the perfect one for you. Ranger Suarez. He had his pitching performance on Friday or Saturday. I don't remember which one. But he pitched 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, he walked 1, and he struck out 8. He has a 4-2 record with a 3.72 ERA. Not a bad deal. Now, the Dodgers won today. They took a walk-off to do it. If it weren't for that walk-off, I guarantee you we'd be talking about the Phillies sweeping the Dodgers in a 4-game set at Dodger Stadium. That's another thing that stuck out to me. The Dodgers losing 3 of 4 in a 4-game homestand against the Phillies at Dodger Stadium. Wow. That's all I can say. It's wow. Another surprise in this weekend. The Seattle Mariners have took 2 of 3 from the New York Mets. The New York Mets have lost their first series of the season. How in the world did they do it? Well, J.P. Crawford's hitting .330 right now. But for this series, he was only 3 of 13 with 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. Yikes. Ty France. He was a respectable 5 of 13 for the series with a run, a double, a home run, a double, an RBI, and a strikeout. He's hitting .326 right now. Nice. Adam Frazier. He's hitting .264 right now. But for this series, he was 2 for 13 with a double, a walk, and he struck out twice. But Julio Rodriguez, despite the fact he's only hitting .246, only .246, he was 4 for 11 in this series with a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and he was struck out 3 times. That was the only downside. For the New York Mets, they have 2 300 hitters. And I'm going to talk about them both here in a second. Jeff McNeil. He was 2 for 11 in this series with a run, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and he struck out twice. He's hitting .318. Francisco Lindor. Now, he didn't play the whole series. He was 2 for 9 with a run, a home run, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He's hitting .232. Batting average is going down a little bit. Pete Alonso. Not much to brag about in this series. He was 1 for 9 with a double, 1 RBI. He did have 3 walks, and he struck out once. He's hitting .270. Brandon Nimmo. In this series, he was 5 for 13 with 2 runs, 2 doubles. He had a triple in the series. Nice. 3 RBIs and 2 strikeouts. He's hitting .301. But the pitching performance of the series belongs to Robbie Ray. Now, it may not sound like a good pitching performance, but he got the win. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 home run, 3 walks. He struck out 9. Now, Robbie Ray does have a 4-3 record with a 4.62 ERA. That's something to keep in mind. Yeah, a couple of surprises in the world of Major League Baseball this weekend. Now, it's time to move on to the sport of auto racing. The NASCAR Cup Series was at Kansas, and what a great race it was. Kurt Busch, driving for Michael Jordan. Yes, the same Michael Jordan that played in the NBA, and who was one of the greatest NBA players of his time. Kurt Busch came home the winner. He led 116 laps, the most of the race. Kyle Larson came home second. Kurt Busch's brother Kyle came home third. A nice third-place finish for him today. Danny Hamlin finished fourth. Christopher Bell fifth. Martin Truex Jr. finished sixth. Ross Chastain, he's a twice winner of the season, finished seventh. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. came home eighth. Alex Bowman ninth, and Bubba Wallace came home 10th. So what's next for the NASCAR Cup Series? Well, next Sunday night at the Texas Motor Speedway, we are going to have a good old-fashioned NASCAR All-Star race. All the race winners from last year and this year will be competing in the NASCAR All-Star night. It's at the Texas Motor Speedway, and I guarantee you we are going to have a great fun, and it will be a great race. May the best man win. Now the driving rules, now the tech rules are out. The tech rules are still in effect, but the driving rules is literally going to be every man for himself on Sunday night. That's next Sunday night. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. Be there or be square. Now the NTT IndyCar Series was also in action on Saturday, with the running of the IndyCar race at Indianapolis, but it was on the road course. The Indianapolis 500 is 2 weeks away. But Saturday afternoon, and despite the rain, Colton Herta came home the winner. Simon Pagenaud was second. Will Power came home third. Marcus Ericsson finished fourth, and Connor Daly came home fifth. A great weekend for Colton Herta, and a great opportunity for him to score some more valuable IndyCar points. A big day. And the Indianapolis 500 is 2 weeks away. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts. Today, the Cincinnati Reds face the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Reds pitched a no-hitter, but still lost the game. They lost the game on a botched double play. And the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Cincinnati Reds 1-0. The Cincinnati Reds became the 6th team all-time to pitch a no-hitter and still lose. I feel bad for the Reds pitching staff that pitched this game today. For to lose a game like that on a botched double play, the Pirates get out of there with a 1-0 win. How bad was that? I've seen stranger things happen. But when you see something like this, it's newsworthy. The Reds are proving why they're so bad. It could be, is it time for changes in ownership of the Reds organization? Or is it time for Reds manager David Bell to be fired? We haven't decided yet. But the truth of the matter is, the Reds just plain suck. They're just plain bad. I'm sorry, but I can't beat around the bush about this. That's all there is to it. There's no fight in the Reds. There was no fight in the Milwaukee Bucks, and there was no fight in the Phoenix Suns in today's NBA Game 7s. But I saw a truly great Game 7 between the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The New York Rangers are moving on to the conference semifinals in the NHL Eastern Conference after beating the Penguins 4-3 in overtime at Madison Square Garden. Penguins player Sidney Crosby's probably crying like a crybaby right now. I would love to give him a crying towel because I hate the Penguins. That's all there is to it. What a great weekend we had. And what a wonderful weekend it was. Next weekend, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I guarantee you, it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. And that's the truth of the matter on this night. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. Please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have to do is type my name, scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and you will see all the sports videos I have done so far. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this night. Thank you so much for being with me. God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you.